Most of the things we pursue people for counseling, what we need is not counseling. Even when you are delivered from the influence of a demon, the demon returns. The only thing that keeps a man perpetually delivered is when he stays filled with God. Jesus said, if an evil spirit is cast out of a man, Matthew 12:43-44, the spirit goes about in dry places, looking for place of dwelling, finding none, it returns back. The spirit will find you. If the place is empty, kept and garnished, why is it kept? Why is it garnished? Because the power of God has destroyed the works of the devil. But if the person is not filled with God, he said the spirit will not just enter, he will return with 7 more wicked demons. That's why if you detach from the presence of God, you will discover something. The things that God delivered you from, you suddenly discover you start feeling like doing them again. Because what keeps you afloat in the spirit is your ability to stay in the presence. There are lots of people who were drunkards. God delivered them, the taste for drunkenness died, and then they became committed to God. After a while, it became difficult, and then they begin to wonder, the taste for drunkenness begins to return. Some were immoral people. God worked so much on their soul that they don't even notice what you are wearing. But all of a sudden, they come to the fellowship and they notice every beautiful lady that walks in. Suddenly they check, they see where the slit of the skirt is torn. Corruption is beginning to enter. If you are wise, run back to the presence. That's where the cure is. You have to stay there until you stay afloat. The reason most of us are struggling with secret things is because we are not practitioners of the presence. Sometimes you think, okay, when you can trust somebody, then you can open up to the person. The best thing the person can give you is to go practice the presence. Benny Hinn said there was a time when he began to struggle, and then he became afraid. Brother, he became afraid because he saw that everybody that hit that height of power, somehow something fights them and they fall. So what is this? So he became afraid because he was going so high with God. At first he thought prayer was the cure, but the point came when even prayer was no longer sufficing. See, there are some people that are anointed to pull men down. The anointing of Delilah. Delilah is a baba. There are some people, some ladies are anointed. If you like, have 10 million approach them, they will not accept. But if the man is anointed, that's the one they are interested in. They don't just know why they are attracted to the man. Benny Hinn. You know, when you travel around, you will see people. The problem is that sometimes you are locked down in your locality. So you think you are a beautiful lady. You are forming in your environment, forming in that small campus where you are living. You have not traveled. When you see an Arabian lady, 7 feet tall, the skin is like leather. If you touch, if they sweat, the thing will drain, and the sweat will not melt on their, it will drain until it comes down, because their skin is like a snake. Santana leather. And then to make things worse, they have perfumes. Those perfumes they use is like they made an enchantment on those perfumes. When they pass, we must turn. You know, Apostle, my father, the Lord Apostle Orokpo told us a story. He's the man that God has worked on. If Apostle comes near you, you begin to feel the love of God. I'm not exaggerating. We've been with him for long, but every time he wants to come around him, you just hunger for God begins to grow in you. When you come around the man, sometimes as his work, everybody wants to walk like Apostle. If you are not careful, you clone yourself. For me, I stopped listening to him for close to 2 years. I deleted it. I said, what is happening here? The love is contagious. You just want to be around the man, as if you want to touch him. And this is not a man that packages. He's just free. Hey, how far? If you say, where does I say, bro? And then he shakes you. So if you are not, you will just love the man. God had walked himself into him so much. This is a man that you can't even, what do you mean? Where does he have the time for? And then all of a sudden, while walking in Lagos in Apapa, some of these Arabian ladies that sell perfumes. When the lady came and he beheld the lady, something was distorted in his soul. Hey! If you hear him tell this story, you will laugh. And he had to take a fast for 9 months. See, if you don't want to die, you will make the presence your habitat. Something where he was living in Lagos, if you other side, maybe it's a club, stand on the street, he didn't notice they were there. It can't affect him. But he saw a strange caption that the skin looked like what? Santana leather. And something was altered in his soul. To survive and to stay afloat with God, he had to fast for 9 months. And when that thing was broken, that was when Remnant Lagos began. So the devil saw that he was about to start something in Lagos that will change the territory. And 9 months before that time, he shot an arrow. The cure is the presence. When you travel, you will know these things. Benny Hinn, the man of the spirit. When this fear began to grow in his heart, he said he had to run to Jimmy Swagger. He ran to somebody that had fallen, who has the experience. And Jimmy Swagger told him the cure is not prayer. The cure is the presence. Stay with God until God is walked into you. That's what will destroy the tendencies of the flesh. A lot of people struggle so much. Discipline is very important, remember. But anything that is orchestrated from the realm of the spirit will disarm you in a second. That's why you also need a spiritual resource. Tackle things that come from the spirit. It's a system of the presence. Spiritual habitats have the capacity to transform you either for good or for evil. The children of Israel, the Bible spoke about their tents. He said, how beautiful is thy tent, O Israel. Why is the tent beautiful? They were arrayed around the ark of the covenant. So God is perpetually in their midst. But when they could not be destroyed, Balaam told Balak, he said, you can't fight these people because the voice of the king is in their midst. The only thing you can do is to break their habitat. If you break their habitat, they become vulnerable. And they sent naked virgins. The path where they were following, they flooded the river. And when the sons of Israel saw it, they broke their ranks and distorted their habitat. What was their security? And they went after the women. In no time, the Bible said in Numbers 25, from verse 7, he said they invited them to worship their gods. And these people, that the service of God was their lifestyle, because they broke from their habitat. Suddenly, they went to bow to strange gods. They were not compelled to worship those gods. They were lured because the habitat had changed. In that day only, 24,000 people died. One even had the guts to carry one of the naked virgins into his own dwelling place in the courts of God. The power of spirit habitat. You make the presence of God your dwelling place, and you will constantly enjoy transformation. Constantly. The reason we are changed is not because we are reading the Bible. The reason we are changed is not because we are praying. The reason we are changed is because we can behold His face. That's why the first priority of prayer and the study of the Word is to come to the Lord and see Him as He is. Because if you see Him as He is, then you are changed into His likeness. Power of spiritual habitats. I say this because we are youths, and our world now, there is audacity for sin. People dress naked and they call it a show. Those days when we were growing up, ladies don't even wear trousers. And I'm not saying trousers is a sin. I'm not dealing with doctrinal corrections here. But now they wear pants. We are so audacious about sin now because we have become so westernized. They said in the West there was no sun, so sometimes they dress only with pants so that they can be warmed. But demons took advantage of the excuse, and it has become their way of life. And then we that are living under oven, we are also we are naked on the street. I wonder whether we want to be warm or burnt up. It's because you claim the heat is too much, that's why you are bleaching. And then why are you still naked? You are a student, most of you are on campus. There is water in your campus. The habitation of Jezebel, most of them are in campuses. That's where the destinies of young people are maligned. For you to survive, you must be a man of the present. I say it most of the time. In a light note, virgins come on campus and they go disflower. They become pimps. They are the ones in 300 level. They have mastered the way. They are the ones that organizes young ladies when politicians are coming to town. Meanwhile, they came as uninformed virgins. And I began to ask myself, is there any lecturer or any course that teaches the way of whoredom and harlotry? How come they get so skilled in these things? Then it dawned on me that in spiritual habitat there are gods. His spirits that regulate spiritual habitats. So when you come to a territory and you are not wise, you may think we want to live here. That place you call here is the dwelling of a spirit. The spirit was there before you came. So the spirit will occasion an atmosphere that is designed to alter your life and change you forever. And it brings me to the second topic. Environment educate. The reason we make the presence of God our perpetual habitat is because we are aware. People in Ilorin, the way they behave is different from people in Oka. Hope you know that. Because environments educate. You may be born in Africa, in Congo, but you go and live in Texas for 6 years. When they bring you back to Congo, you'll be another man. Told the children of Israel time and again, Exodus 33 verse 3, I am taking you to a land flowing with milk and honey. I am taking you to a land flowing with milk and honey. But the voice of God counted for nothing, because Egypt had taught them the way of cucumber. So while they were going in the wilderness, they said they want to go back to Egypt. At least they had garlic and cucumber. I began to ask myself, how do you compare garlic and cucumber to milk? It is the strength of the education that Egypt gave them. Habitats and educate. When you open yourself to an environment, it becomes your teacher. It will define and design your philosophy and ideologies. The systems of your belief will become a function of that environment. Because environments are not just empty, limitless expanse or spaces. Environments are regions of spirit dwelling. So you came to Babylon, you thought whoredom was the character of the people. No, there's a prince in the atmosphere. You know, Daniel felt, we are enslaved here because Nebuchadnezzar is a wicked king. Nebuchadnezzar died, the son came and the process continued. Until he needed to look at another document that was different from the educational system of Babylon. Hope you know, the moment they came to Babylon, the first thing they did was to reorient them. They need to give you a new educational system, because that's the strategy of habitats. When you are educated, your mindset conforms to the system where you are dwelling in. So you will never think of rebelling against it. That's why most of us are living in sin. We don't like it, but we can't rebel. We are programmed now to think in that direction. So you don't want to fornicate anymore, but every Friday, when it's getting to 8:30, you are shaking like this, because the club begins by 10. By 9, you go and carry your shoe and clean it. Say, okay, maybe next week. You are being reprogrammed. Daniel and his friends were taught the way of Babylon. So they were in captivity, even though they were manifesting gifts of the Spirit. Gift of the Spirit is not a power for transformation. Have you not noticed that most people that walk in the gift of the Spirit are most arrogant? They are most arrogant, most corrupt. They have taught them the way of Babylon. The only way Daniel could think of deliverance was to go and look upon a document that did not originate from Babylon. And he read the writings of Jeremiah. That was when it dawned on him that the days of captivity was over. If he doesn't consult anything from another habitat, he will remain a slave forever. They were eunuchs. They were castrated. Mighty prophets were castrated, treated like animals, because an environment brought a new civilization upon them. Most of you here are supposed to be prophets, but your tongue is corrupt. You are a castrated prophet. Most of you are supposed to be mighty leaders, but because alluring will suppress you, you will never take responsibility for life. You live for pleasure. The day you attack is the day you are supposed to become the ruler over your territory, but you will not prepare, because the environment gave you a different kind of educational system. A man knows he's supposed to be an apostle. His day of manifestation is 21. But at 27, he's still asking what should he do. He was open to an environment that reprogrammed him. The power of spiritual habitat. This is why you make the presence of God a practice. Because you know the day alluring becomes your habitation, that day you become a man from alluring. But if you make the presence of God your habitation, you'll be the child of God. You'll be the man of God. The difference is the operational system of the habitat you dwell in. The presence. It's indispensable. Your habitat also has the power of protecting you or exposing you. Protection, safety, and preservation is within the ambience of spiritual habitats. In Psalm 91, he said, they that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And he shows us two dimensions of attack. First, he said they shall not be hurt by the pestilence, or the arrows that fly by day, or the pestilence that abounds in noonday, in the night, or the destruction that wasted in noonday. Those are attacks from the demonic realm. When you stay in the presence, you are shielded from the attacks from the demonic realm. And then he said, 1,000 will fall by their side, 10,000 by their right hand. He shall not touch them, but with their eyes they shall behold and see the recompense of the wicked. Those are physical attacks. So the presence has the power to save you and to preserve you from attacks from the spirit and attacks from the natural. Safety and preservation is a function of spiritual habitat. When things happen to you, ask yourself, where am I living? If you are living in alluring, the things that happen to people in alluring will happen to you. But if you are living in the spirit, your experience, your set of experiences will be based on the possibility of the spirit. The practice of the presence is the lifestyle of champions. The practice of the presence. Many don't. We just wake up every day and the day have begun. So you are open to chance and luck. Things happen to them, they say, I get luck. And these are believers. Safety and preservation is a function of spiritual habitat. Where you dwell will inform your level of protection. Live here now and go to Syria and see whether your faith for living for 80 years will still be strong. When you wake up in the morning, you hear bomb blast, boom. People start running. The reason we lie down, we say, I will live for 80 years, is because when you begin to hear bomb blast in the lorry, either your confession change or your habitat will change. Safety, the function of spiritual habitat. Provision is a function of spiritual habitat. Where you dwell determines the things and the resources that comes to you. God's provisions are directed to the locations of appointment. He said to Elijah, definite. He directed to he will be, and while he was there, the ravens brought him food. Elijah didn't notice there was famine. When Elijah noticed was when the brook dried up. That was the first time Elijah began to experience the things every other person were experiencing. And because he was in the presence, a new instruction came to go to Zarephath. I have commanded the widow to feed you. You will walk in lack for a long time unless you make the presence your habitat. Some of us are applying for jobs our life have no business with. And then we go tie ourselves to a location. That time you are applying for that job, you didn't know what God was designing in the spirit realm was to orchestrate your meeting with your life partner. So God said, go to Kano, but you are fighting for a job in Lagos. And then you went to Lagos and worked for 10 years. By the time you work for 10 years, you now discover you are 35. And then you start troubling heaven. Lord, where is my husband? Your husband was in Kano 25 years ago. 10 years ago rather. When you were 25, that was when God sent your husband to Kano. And he said, go and meet your husband in Kano, but you want jobs, so he allowed you. You know, there's the acceptable will of God and there's the perfect will of God. When you are in the acceptable will of God, there's possibility of struggle. Because you will journey away from your locations. The presence. Go to Kano. You say, no, there's a job in Lagos. This job is an opening. God has opened a door. What you call door sometimes is a grave. Because even graves have openings like this. Paul said he was to go to Bithynia, but the Holy Ghost restrained him and he turned back. That's a man of the presence. And while he was restrained from going to Bithynia, that very night, a man from Macedonia said, come and help us. It's in the presence that you know the paths to navigate in the junctions of life. Because in life there will be many junctions. That's why we make the presence a practice, a perpetual practice. When a man is invincible, when a man is indestructible, most times it's not because he's cast with iron. Most times it's because he walks like the wind. So when you come here to kill him, you can kill him but you won't find him. When you come here, he's there. When you go there, he's here. So you can't access him. He's separated. The technology of the presence. Your provision is in your allocation. It's in your habitat. It's in your place of dwelling. But if you are not a man of the presence, how will you know? How will you know? Moses thought that the promise of God for Israel was in Egypt. How far he was mistaken. But when he came to the presence, God told him it's in Canaan, not Egypt. You can't navigate this life unless you first of all find the presence. When you reach the presence, every other thing is settled. That's where you hear the voice of God. That's where you receive strategy for life. Everything you need is in the presence. Jesus made a practice of the presence. He made it a lifestyle. In the morning he's there praying. In the afternoon he's praying. All night he's praying. Because he knows the presence of God is the only place of insurance in this life. Take me deeper. Deeper in love with you. Jesus, hold me close in your embrace. Have mercy, Lord.
Take me deeper than I've ever been before. I just wanna love you more and more. I love to be deeper in love.
The treasures of life are only available in the presence. The Bible said, If you study scriptures, he said he has given us all things, but he called them spiritual gifts in the heavenly places. That's where the greatest treasures of life are. They are what? In the heavenly places. So you want to find, thank you, God bless you. Don't mind me. I think it's the keyboardist that will be helping me now. These treasures, they are what? In the heavenly places. Men of the present. I'm keeping it calm so that you hear this thing. I've taught you how to practice the present, but I'm showing you the possibilities that are there for your advantage. Daniel, he found skill and understanding for deliverance in the present. The angel appeared to him and said, I've come to give you skill and to give you understanding. That was what he needed in Babylon to survive. But how does he have access to skill and understanding? In Daniel 6:10, the Bible said he prayed 3 times in a day as his custom was. This was an old man at this time. But 3 times a day praying was his lifestyle. That's how the man lived his own life. So everything he needed to survive in Babylon was furnished. Skill and understanding. The Bible said Noah found grace with God. How did he get there? In Genesis 8:22, we understood the lifestyle of Noah. The moment the new world was created, Noah would not venture into anything. He built an altar to the Lord. So he was a man of the present. You are the one, the whole world was destroyed. You are the only person. You jump out, you say, thank God. Thank God. I own everything now. There are beasts in the world too. So before you own everything, remember that there is beast. There are beasts. He was a man of the altar. It was Peter that discovered what the Bible called unfavoritism with God. He said with God there is no favoritism. Acts 10:34. But how did he get there? He was a man of the present. In Acts chapter 10 verse 9, 10 and 11, the Bible spoke how Peter went to the upper room. In Acts chapter 3 verse 1, the Bible spoke how Peter and John went in the place of prayer, at the hour of prayer. They were practitioners of the present. If Peter had not discovered it, there was no way the gospel would have gotten to the Gentiles. But these things are found in the present. The treasures of your life, they are found in the present. You will live life based on trial and error if you don't make the present a practice. And it's a terrible way to live. Lot went by trial and error, and he was destroyed forever. Abraham said, choose any path you want. And Lot lifted up his eyes in the flesh. In Genesis 13:10, Lot did what? He lifted up his eyes, and he saw the plains of Jordan. He saw that it was filled with green vegetation. And he said, this is where we go. He didn't know that in those plains were the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, and that Gomorrah and Sodom would be destroyed. He lost everything. Even his 2 daughters that went with him, they pioneered incest, and they brought about the greatest enemies of Israel, the people of Moab. Because the man did what? He lifted up his eyes in the flesh. But Abraham waited. And in verse 14, the Bible said God told Abraham to lift up his eyes. One lifted his eyes in the flesh, the other lifted his eyes in the spirit. And God said, everything round about is yours. You lift your eyes in the flesh, what you may see will be your destruction. But it will be in a disguise, and you will pick it. And that's how many ladies lift their eyes in the flesh and get married. The guy is a bank manager. You don't know that he bathes with blood in the night. The guy is a businessman, and he's 34 years. You don't know he's supposed to die at 36. The guy is a footballer. He stays in England. You don't know he's also a boxer. So the first argument, you become a punching bag. They lift their eyes in what? In the flesh. But men of the presence, they lift their eyes in the spirit. So he may be a shoemaker, but he's an aeronautic engineer. You didn't know. And you don't know that in the next 6 months he will have a job with NASA. It's not given to man that walketh, but that is step. Your senses are too limited. You have planned what you will do throughout the end of this semester. But do you know what will happen when you step out of this door? Do you know what will happen to your hostel next week? When God speaks, be wise. Sometimes say, carry that money, go and give it as a seed. I say, oh, wait. Then you now put it in the bag. And you don't know the house will burn that night. Maybe if you gave that seed, it would have orchestrated something in the spirit to avert that house. So God was telling you to buy all your property with that small money. You were paying for your property. Not wise. Men of the presence. The presence of God is where the treasures of life are. You can't find it in the natural. They are hid in God. They are hid. The Bible said in Deuteronomy 29:29, it said, the secret things belongeth unto the Lord, but the things that are revealed, they belong to us and to our children forever. They are called secret things because they are hid in the spirit. It's only by the spirit you can access it. Don't lift up your eyes in the flesh. Practice the presence and the Holy Ghost will tell you where to go. Hallelujah. These are life nuggets. Sometimes we come to church, but we don't learn these basic things. These are the basic things that will govern the possibilities of our lives. The presence. If you don't make the presence a practice, then you will dwell in another habitat. You know, the way the systems are designed is such that there are no middle ground. No, the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. There is no middle ground between life and death. That's how the systems are designed. So if you don't make the presence of God a practice, you will make the presence of demons a lifestyle. And it will be unconscious. And when you make the presence of the devil a lifestyle, you will be enslaved perpetually. You will live in captivity all your life. Because the devil will have authority to determine the chances and the patterns of your life. You know, it's because of the fall that people can be born blind. Because the devil has become the god of this world, so he can manipulate the chances of life. They met Jesus in John chapter 9. Say, who's seen that this man was born blind? Is he his father? Is he the man? Jesus said, no. It has nothing to do with the man. The whole human race is fallen, and there is one that has authority over the human race. Hope you know Satan said, bow to me, I will give all of this glory to you, for it has been delivered unto me. So he's in the computer room now, he can manipulate a lot of possibilities. So a man was born blind, innocently. So Jesus said something. He said, but that the glory of the Father should be made manifest, I must walk the walk of him that sent me while it is day. So you don't make the presence of God a practice, there will be so much labor to bring you to where you are supposed to be. That was why Jesus labored night and day. Because Adam chose to journey away from the presence. Most of the things we struggle for in life is because we departed from the presence. Because every time you depart from the presence, a new order and a new system begins to play out in your life naturally. God told them to leave the Garden of Eden so that they will not eat the fruit of life and be perpetually condemned. But he didn't drive them from Eden. But Cain decided to journey from Eden